Hi everyone, welcome to Raise to Rise podcast, a place where we discuss bite-sized wisdom nuggets with easy-to-follow practices to live a better life. Raise to Rise podcast is supported by Ayurvedic Seva. Ayurvedic Seva is an herbal dietary supplement line set out to change the industry by dedicating the company to quality, safety, and holistic approach on making the wellness journey safe, healthy, and natural. If you want to start adding some natural herbs in your life, then head over to ayurvedicseva.com and use our promo code RAISE2RISE for 30% discount. Once again, it's ayurvedicseva.com and use our promo code RAISE2RISE for 30% discount. I am your host, Mital Patel, a parenting junkie, Ayurveda enthusiast, and an advocate of conscious living. When I read the quote, I don't remember who wrote it, but it said, people overestimate what can be done in 1 year and underestimate what can be done in 10. Did you hear that? Let me read it one more time. It said, people overestimate what can be done in 1 year and underestimate what can be done in 10. Whoa. I was like, wow. That was an aha moment for me. I mean, how true it is. Every year in December, we all sit with our pen and paper, or laptops, or phones, and start writing our goals and make vision boards and create big lists of things to do or dreams or bucket list for the upcoming new year. But what about looking back? And an year-end review. Do you ever do that? I did. I did a year-end review last year, and oh my God, I was so amazed and proud of myself for being where I was and where I was heading to. But this year, it isn't the same yet. We're entering a new decade. A new decade. Now, being in 30s, I realize how important it is to look back and connect the dots in order for me to gain the necessary clarity for years ahead. I just love it. My life coach Jay Shetty actually gave us a homework for this week, and it was to review the decade of 2010s. And he specifically mentioned that our mind is so trained to remember all the bad times than the good times. And he was so right. When I started writing one thing for each year, one good thing for each year, I had very hard time thinking just one good event, because all I would remember was the bad time. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't have good times. It's just I was more focused on negative emotions and the events that I couldn't remember any of my happy moments. But not to worry, I was able to write at least one event for each year that brought me blessings or lesson. And that was amazing. I really felt the energy throughout the day and felt good. Matter of fact, I had to share with other friends to do the same. And so today, I challenge you all to do this year-end review. I mean, not year-end review, a decade in review. So please write down your decade in review to get the momentum for the next exercise that I'm about to share to go a little deeper. Once you have your review done, I want you all to celebrate. I want all of you to remind yourself that how blessed you are to be able to have the memory and to relive the moment and get the smile on your face. So please do it. Now let's dive a little deeper. Grab a journal and a pen because we're going to do this together. So, number 1, I have few questions for you guys, and I want you to write the answers directly. Pause and write the answers, or just write down the questions. However it works for you, just do it. So ready? Okay, Number one, over the past 10 years, what have you done that you're proud of? Yes. What have you done that you're proud of? I mean, I would look at the older pictures to visit the memory lane if you're having a hard time, or journals, or emails, anything that would just bring up the memory for you. Second, what are the obstacles you have overcome? And out of all the proud and the hardest moments, which one is your favorite and why? Number 4, then I would ask, what have you learned over these past 10 years? Number 5, what mistakes did you make and what did you learn from them? Number 6, you can actually think about your family, relationships, health, finances, anything big or small to jot down these answers. So just don't restrict yourself and write anything that you can think of, anything that you want to ponder on. So now, go back to number 6. Now, out of all these lessons that you have learned, which one was your favorite and why? Number 7, what would you want to remember as we move into this new decade? Yes? You got that so far? Okay. Now, let's visit our let go pile. Do you have a let go pile? Okay. So out of these 7 questions, you probably have a list of things. Reread all the list, reread all the answers, and write down the answers. Make a list of all the things that you want to let go. So, for example, is there anything you would want to let go, like shame, anger, resentment, anything? Are there any expectations from family, loved ones, or even yourself that aren't true to your heart? Or any old goals that are really not yours and you just borrowed or adopted from somebody else's goals list? Are there any resentments that you've been hanging on to? Any emotional baggage? Any expectations? Is there anyone you need to forgive? Maybe yourself. Any limiting beliefs like, I can't do it, it's not the right time, I'm not young anymore, etc., that you have been carrying for past 10 years. I know I want to get rid of lots of adopted beliefs that are not my own. So I'm still working on my list. Now, any old memories that is not serving you anymore, all these things that you want to let go of, make a list and work on it. And before you go, ask yourself, let's work through this process of letting go, because you might have questions like, what is this let go? Where do I let them go? How do I let them go? Because it all sounds good, but what if I don't know how does this process work? And what does it even mean to let go? I get it. Trust me. I get all these emotions and questions that you're having right now. Because these 2 words together, let go, seems like some heavy work, but it's actually not. It's nothing but making a new choice. And it'll make you feel much lighter. Simply, let go means not keeping those negative emotions or thoughts on our mind. In even Ayurveda, as well as all the science, says that each thought has an effect on our cells of the body. Wrong thinking manifests itself into a disease in our body. And we end up healing our body, but let us also change our thinking so that we can experience the total health. And this process of changing our thinking is nothing but letting go. And then in the process of letting go, the visualization is a powerful tool, along with the meditation, to speed up the process of letting go. So what we need to do is we need to heal our emotional baggages and blockages in order to manifest the best years in the future. So let us not hold on to anything from the past. Let us delete the thoughts of guilt from the mistakes we have made. And if others have done any wrong to us, then let us understand that maybe they had some reasons for what they did. So let's remind ourselves that my hurt is my creation, and now I have the power to let go and let me now settle all with dignity. So I want to remind us all that our time matters, and by doing this reflective work, we are preparing ourselves to have the best decade ever. Thanks for listening to Raise to Rise podcast. We would absolutely love to hear your thoughts about today's episode. Please let me know you have listened to this episode and fill me with your aha moment. Share it on Instagram, tag me with hashtag Raise to Rise or at Raise to Rise, and I would love to share those to my stories and shout you out there. I would also love if you can subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It's our brand new podcast launch, and we have some bonus giveaways going on for the top raters and reviewers. Also, I would love to send you my 7-day parenting journal absolutely for free. All you gotta do is leave me a review in the iTunes store, take a screenshot, and email it over at raisetorisepodcast@gmail.com. Again, take a screenshot of the review and email me at raisetorisepodcast@gmail.com, and I will send you the 7-day parenting journal absolutely for free. Thank you so much for being the active listener of this podcast. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for raising your consciousness and rising as joyful beings.